So my internet does this thing where it kicks me out. It likes to get lazy on me. Yeah, I might have to close that and just reopen it. But it's driving me absolutely nuts that this is not... It's one of my absolute least favorite things, is when things don't work the way that they're supposed to. I don't care what it is. You. My goodness. Alright. Okay. If things actually work this time. Okay. Cool. Okay. Now I think it's working. I think we're good. What do we have? Okay. You should be able to... should be able to hit refresh and you should be good to go. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, there we go. We're good. Whew, okay. Yeah, such a pain in the butt. I have like a love-hate relationship with the internet. Okay. Let's see. Just kind of refining some facial forms right now. This shape is kind of, I don't like the change in the curve right here, how it gets like narrow here and then wide. So I'm trying to refine that a little bit without totally killing my shape design. Let me see. This probably needs to come out a little bit. Up, out, in. Yeah. So hopefully the stream is working a little bit better now. Let me know if something happens, and I'll try to keep an eye on the my signal down below. I swear it happens to me multiple times a day. So it's and I don't know if it's my internet or if it's my computer, because my computer is having other issues as well, and that drives me nuts. So it's like my computer's not even super old, it's just problematic. So yeah, I couldn't recommend my computer to anyone unless you like using a computer without internet, or you like not having access to your W key, or you like, what else I get problems in that kind of general area of the keyboard. It's a pain. But you know, hopefully someday I can afford a real machine, one that'll allow me to do like real-time rendering and get a really nice rig like my friends. Is the music still going? Yeah, music's still going. There we go. Cool. Let's kind of refine the inside of this eye socket too. Cool. How's everybody on YouTube? Just want to make sure everything's kind of reaching just fine. Is everything working all right? Spread out some of these points here. I wonder how hard it would be. I kind of like having that 5-pointed star over there, but I kind of want to make, like, I want to even out the topology going through the eye. Let's start with just like sliding these along a little bit. In any case, I mean, this isn't meant as a production rig, production mesh. It's just something for me to be able to create illustrations for a book I'm working on with my wife. So it just needs to be good enough for me to be able to, you know, pose and create illustrations from. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but, you know, the element of the practice is important to me, so I do tend to get a little bit obsessive on that end. Jet Set Geometry, that's kind of a cool name. I like that. How are things with you? Oops. Totally most excellent. That's what I like to hear. Radical. Yeah, dude. Things are fun, things are good, things are always looking up. It's been kind of a nice little break, if you will. So I work for Walt Disney Imagineering. That's been my main job over the last couple of years, and I also teach for Nolan. And it's just been busy, busy, busy all the time. So great, but it's been awesome to have a little bit of a break. It's a little stressful, but it's also good. Making a jacket, huh? I should go with lace, trim, or not? Now, what kind of jacket is it? Is it like a denim jacket? Is it a I'm guessing that if it's, you know, if you're going lace, either you're going Victorian era or Baroque, or maybe you're going like female denim jacket or something like that. What style of jacket is it? Fashion is definitely a struggle. It's a thing. A wool Burberry style. I would say no lace. I don't know that I've ever seen one with lace. My wife would be able to say if she has or not, but I don't know. I've never seen one with lace, I don't think. Those are nice looking jackets. They're usually like super clean, super yeah, super clean. I'll just leave it at super clean because I can't think of another adjective that I that could compliment it. Okay, let's turn those eyelashes back on, and we gotta refine that. Paisley print so it softens everything. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Be cool to see though. Do you have pictures anyway? Oh, I forgot to put out the trash. Hopefully. Oof. And the trash is like super full this week. So hopefully I can make it out before the trash comes by our spot. Okay. I actually can't hear my desktop music. The looping YouTube music I have going on right now. I love that little loop. It's been helpful to me, and it's nice because the track lasts a half hour. So I only have to worry about I don't have to worry about it too often. Let's get rid of loops that don't match up with the eyelid. And this one, there's one right there, so I'll do that. Same here, there's one here, so do that. That one's good. That one's good, that one's good, and this one needs a little adjustment. Alright. You know, it'd be cool. I have a buddy who does hey Niffer, how you doing? Not this one, it's a work in progress. That's funny. So, you know, one of those that likes to post up work in progress images then. I have some friends that'll go through and they'll do like every work in progress step along the way, and it's really funny because like you see the roughest of images and it's like and sometimes it's just like a billion photos of slightly different angles. We don't really get a good sense of the thing as a whole. This is kind of funny, but you know, whatever. Different Different jokes for different folks. Okay. I'm going to turn on, I don't usually have this on because I don't like it, but one of the things I'm going to turn on is the thumbnail. The thumbnail can be really helpful just to be able to check silhouette. And actually, let's turn it so that the background is black, and then we can make it a little bit bigger. Hold on. I wish I could have like a black silhouette. Early stages make you cringe. Let me see, right here. Why? Is there something about having the thumbnail on there that... I guess I just had a mask on there. Yep, I had a mask. It's like, why can't I do anything? Okay. Let's take this and kind of refine this hand a little bit. Probably only go for a short bit longer. Got some errands to get to this morning. No rest for the weary. Let's actually get rid of a couple of these loops. Let's get rid of this one, this one, this one, this one. And then I'll leave that intermediate one in there. Do I have... I've got some extra loops in there. But I'll leave them because they're defining the fingernail. So I mean, it could be kind of helpful. Just kind of slide these down and in. Oops. Let's try doing this. I just want to pull that thumb forward. It doesn't feel like it's matching up enough with the rest of it. Try giving just a little bit more volume here to the base of the fingers. And it's a little bit too much. Let's try this, 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 and then something like that. It's working. It's working well enough, I think. Whoa, what happened? What happened to the arms? Dang it. How did that happen? That's a pain. Yeah, let's just use my my handy dandy move brush instead of my move tool. I don't know what happened. That made it go all skew-wumpus like that. I just got a message from Restream saying, "Congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream chat." Just kind of like, okay, thanks. I'm not usually this popular, guys. It is nice though, when I stream, to have people to chat with. Okay, it sounds a little bit pastier than this, so let's see if we can get some, you know what? Okay, and then I need to go right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Autosave always gets me like that. Okay, let's try this and see if I like it. I'm going to go, yeah, just RGB. Add in a little bit of red or something. That's too red. No, that's not bad. It's always really tricky kind of figuring out colors with these materials. Hey, gorgeous. What'd you make? Oh, it's the passion fruit? How is it? It's gross? You tried it?
Yeah.
And it smells like passion fruit. Taste it. Does it fill you with passion? Oh, it does not taste how it smells. Supposedly this is the way it's supposed to look when you're supposed to open it, I think. But holy crap. It does not fill me with passion. That was gross. That one was bad. Do not eat the passion fruit. The passion fruit is bad. Yeah, let's kind of get rid of some of that. Oh, gross. Oh my gosh. Never had a... So, like, we go to this this botanical garden near our house, you know, fairly regularly. And they have these passion fruit bushes, vines, whatever you want to call them. And, I mean, the fruit is amazing. It's beautiful. They're soft and orange. It's a different kind of passion fruit, I guess, than the one that that we had just now. But good golly, oh, that was miserably bad. Yeah, I was not prepared for that. make this a little bit more red. Let's do this. We'll go, let's grow it once. Actually, might not even need to grow it once. Let's just go ahead. We'll say color, fill object. Nope, I'm here. It's funny, whenever he hears the garage from the next door neighbors, he's always asking if I'm leaving. He doesn't like to be left behind. Let's take out some of that rosiness here. Let's kind of continue some of the rosiness up the nose a little bit and down around the mouth a little bit. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to continue that rosiness onto the fingertips. And the palms. Let's get a little bit more of this super rose for the tips of the fingertips. Okay. Something like that's working pretty well for me. I like that a lot better. It's like my son has darker skin than I do, but he is not super dark at all. What did it taste like? Oh gosh, it was like sour and bitter at the same time. It was almost painful. Like it was oh, it was miserable. That was terrible passion fruit. Let's see, let's turn on. Okay, so one of the things I want to do, I want to add a seam right here for the shirts. I'm just gonna keep it pretty simple. I'm gonna say, actually, let's make sure that the edge is clean, the shape is clean before I actually bevel it. I'm gonna bevel it to make sure that I've got a consistent width through the whole edge loop. Just checking it from different angles, make sure that I've got the shape I want. Let's bring this back a little bit. Okay. So now let's come in here. Shoot. Here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna say bevel. Edge loop complete, that's good. Single row, it's just fine. Linear edge is just fine. The other thing we could do is we could say 2 rows, and that way it'll give us a middle edge, which works just dandy. I can come through here, say scale, edge loop partial. Come on. Just kind of push it in a little bit. That way when I look at it, it's got a separation. The other thing I want to do is I want to take this, I want to say crease, edge loop partial. That way when I do my dynamic subdivisions, it's going to keep the look of that seam, and it's going to, yeah, it was gross. It was gross. I don't know what you guys get in Tunisia, but it's, hopefully you don't get passion fruit like that. California. California is kind of interesting because you get all sorts of things. So you can get fruit from anywhere in the world pretty much to grow here. Although somebody was bragging that you can't get pistachios to grow here, and that's something that you can only get to grow in a certain place. I can't remember where. But yeah. Okay, let me see. Let's see, let's come over here. Let's crease the openings. So one of the neat things, I want to be able to hold the position of that that border edge. You see how it's there's a big difference between the regular mesh and the dynamic subdivide mesh, or the dynamic subdivide mesh. So I want to be able to have the dynamic subdivide mesh hold the border of the regular mesh. So I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going, let's just to be able to kind of show you. I'm going to have it in dynamic subdivide mode, and I'm going to come over to crease. I'm going to turn my tolerance up to 180, and I'm going to hit crease, and that creases that edge, just the edge. Everywhere that you have an open edge, it's all creased now. Okay, so now you've got kind of like this semi-decent shirt. Okay, same thing with the shorts. You can just come down here, crease tolerance to 180, hit crease, and you're good. So take these and push them in a little bit, because I don't want them intersecting my shirt at all. Okay, I want to have a little bit better definition for the knees, so here's what I'm going to do. Right now I kind of just have the topology kind of blocked in right there. This is all I have for the legs. Like, it's nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, maybe I'll just take the knee. So what I want to do, let's grab, I'm holding down Alt with my Z-Modeler brush, and I'm just kind of dragging out to be able to create a temporary poly group. So then I can go ahead and I can say inset single poly is fine, but I need to change it to inset region. The reason inset single poly works is that, with the temporary poly group, it's going to treat the whole thing as a single polygon. So that's kind of nice. Let's come over here. Let's say polish by groups. And oops. Let's try my perspective. That's what I wanted. Okay. Oh, turn off RGB. So now this will allow me to kind of get more of a kneecap in there. Okay. Clear that a little bit. Now the other thing I could do is kind of like what I have up here on the arm, where I've got essentially just just enough loop to go around the elbow. And it continues all the way down the arm. It doesn't just like, you know, it's not just purely local right there around the elbow. So if I wanted to do something like that here, all I would have to do is let's get rid of, delete a single poly here, here, insert single edge loop here and here, and then easy enough we can just come in and we can say let's say collapse edge, kind of collapse that down, and then we can stitch to the endpoint, and that just changes our flow so that it's a little bit nicer. I actually like that better. I'm glad I did it. Okay. And then what's cool about this is because now I have an extra edge loop going up there, I can say, you know, I can either control it to make kind of a stylized plane change there, or I can, you know, simply just round it out, which is what I'll end up doing. But I have options now. Okay, so now I've got the knees. Here, trying to control my shapes through here. Let's see, we can make like a straighter shin maybe. You know, like these calves are like way more emphasized than they would be on an adult. Or you know, like in nature, like with a natural human boy. But it's kind of something that I'm just, you know, playing with, exploring, and I kind of like it. I think it's working all right. It's working pretty well. If anyone disagrees, make sure to tell me. Okay, for these shorts, my son's shorts have two seams. It has main seam that kind of goes right down the middle, like right down the middle of the bum, the front of the crotch, and then there's also one that goes right down the middle, kind of, you know, between the legs. So I'm thinking about adding that in. Yeah, I can also go in and I can do a similar thing with the shirt. Let's slide these actually. Oops. So I've got this this middle edge right here, kind of not quite in the middle. So I just kind of want to modify it a little bit so that it is more centered. Let's turn the edge actions to do nothing. It's kind of driving me nuts. Pull that over. It's like you just kind of got to walk things over little by little. I noticed that like if you try to use like slide edge loop or edge loop partial, especially edge loop partial, it'll go through and it'll kind of kill your symmetry. Yeah, the slide points always seems to work. So it's been my favorite slide tool with the Z modeler. Now I'll adjust it with one more brush. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to add a neckline collar around his neckline. I also want to add kind of a cool, kind of a retro sort of neckline, cuff line. And I think once I do that, I'll call it done for now. There's still a lot left to do, but it's good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to the curve strap once it's finished shading. Okay, curve strap snap. I'm gonna come up to my strokes. I'm gonna turn on. See this frame mesh down here underneath the curve functions. You can just go to border, hit that. So now it's got an edge going around, or a curve going around the open edges. Okay. So I've got this going on. That's not, well, one, it's too big, but the other thing is that it's, you know, the step is too low. So I'm just going to change that up to 1. That should, yeah, gives me a much better. Got to kind of decide my thickness based on my brush size. Let's do this and let's puff this up just a little bit. So the Z add intensity, the Z intensity is great for controlling the thickness of it, and then your brush size will control the width. So really, really neat, simple, and effective. Okay, and then I think if you hit 5, you essentially get to keep your mesh. Oh, let's do this. Let's turn symmetry back on, and then we can go ahead and we can bop our side one. Okay. Now that we've got that, we can go ahead and we can commit it, and we've got ourselves a t-shirt. Now, I mean, yeah, eventually what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will add thickness to the white part of the t-shirt. But I still have things that I want to try to work through on that. This will at least be a good block-in for, yeah, for these opening, yeah, cuff trim. What is it called? Trim, the shirt trim. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I think. Ooh, let's crease open edges on these shoes. Crease open edges on the socks. And let's do some creasing on this too. do that, do that. Then we can come over here, you can say crease PG. So now I got that. I like to give it a crease along that center edge that I make. So it gives us a good stylized shape there. Let's add a more eye-like material to those eyes. This is Marlon. I am blanking on his last name. Nunez. That's his eye shader. It's really super cool. I really like it. And this is what it looks like without everything. Okay. Obviously, it would look nicer. Let's step this up one more. So yeah, get this nice soft speck there. Yeah, super cool. He's also got this skin shader. There we go. It's material, color, fill object. I don't use it a whole lot, mostly because I like the skin shader. I do have my own skin shader that I went through and developed. It's not really too hard. I just went through and changed the specularity on it. I've got my skin shade 5. So essentially all I have to do, it has less specularity to it. So I'm just gonna say color fill object. So it's more matte. It doesn't have as much of a highlight. Let me see. Let's give this something more like that. This thing gives a little bit more separation, a little bit more contrast. And then let's smooth out those eyelashes. Crease. Let's go to display properties. Okay, double is turned on. Great. Let's come over here. Let's say mRGB color fill object. It's too red. I'm just trying to get the material for this stuff in here. Actually, let's get this. Come over here. Give it a nice blue. And let's give it. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it with that material. Color fill object. We'll take just this sole. I want to fill it with the regular skin shade. Just to give it a little bit more of a specularity. And let me see. Yeah, I guess with this sole back here. Not the sole. What is this? The heel. I want to give it a blue color, but I also want it to be darker. And I want it to be skin shade 5. And I'll do the same thing up here, I guess. That sounds good. Say color fill object, and there we go. Okay. Cool. Now you're starting to look like something. Just for kicks and giggles. I won't worry about the seam on that right now. But for the fun of it, let's take them over into. Well, let's hit save first. Saving is a good idea. Okay. Render. External render. Key shot. Open that up. It's probably going to open up on my other screen, so I'll have to drag it over. But there we go. Cool. Let's give this a go. Okay. So one of the things that I did, sorry, the computer's going to get really noisy, so I apologize. So one of the things that I do, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to say, I'll add my skin shader last, just because it always seems to work better if I add it last. Let's come into, let's close that. Cloth and leather, there we go. So for my materials, actually for, go ahead and lock that so that I don't have to worry about the render camera getting moved. Okay. I'm just going to come over here just for now. I'm going to add soft shiny plastic to his eyes. This will look better if it with a different background. Let's try changing that. This is a great background to use if you're just looking for quick testing. It gets you some good color. There's also this one that I like to use. This Dodge apartment. Or we could put them outside in Barcelona. Always wanted to visit Barcelona. Okay, so let's see real quick. Position, snap to ground. Looks like he's good. Looks like he's really big. So we might have to go through and actually shrink him down some. Still seems really big. 22. Snap to ground. Okay. That's better. And it feels like he's really there. In Barcelona. Vamos a visitar la España. Okay, cool. So now we can go through and we can start to kind of play with some of these different materials. We've got this soft shiny. We can go to our translucency. We can say 5, something like that. give our subsurface scattering something more of a warmer color. Actually, I think eyes might be a little cooler in color. So let's try that. Actually, let's turn it up to 10. See how that goes. So far, that's kind of cool. I'm digging it. Cool. Alright, so for the rest of these, let's go to Material, Downloads. There's this really cool Paris Passion Cream is what it's called. Let's see if I can get my head out of the way. See that? Paris Passion Cream. Okay, so I'm just going to hold Alt, click and drag that onto the hair. I'll drag that onto a few of the things, okay? I'll drag it onto eyebrows. I gotta go into my scene list. I gotta find my eyelashes. Right there, okay? So, same thing, I'm gonna hold Alt and drag it onto my eyelashes. Okay. And let's drag it onto the shoes too. A lot of these other things aren't going to matter a whole lot, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to check the cloth. So let's come over here, textures. The diffuse is just pulling the color, okay? So we're good so far as that goes. But what I want to do is I want to give it an actual woven cloth texture. Okay, so what I'm going to do, okay, good, it's still streaming. I'm going to come over to bump, I'm going to go to texture, and I'm going to change it to weave. Okay, so it doesn't look like much has happened, it's just kind of added stuff in there. So let's change this just so that the bump is dramatic. I need to be able to see it. And then variation. Where is oh, it's on the shorts. It's like I can't see it. Yeah. See if I can remember how to get this to work. It's adding in like some fiber variation inside of each of the weave strands. But let me see. Diffuse and color. There should be like a yeah, there we go. I was like this stuff wasn't showing up and so I was just kind of a little bit worried. Okay, so the width for some reason I was thinking that the bump height is the only thing showing up. So what I want is to be able to control my width and my height, and since it's locked right now, so I don't have to worry about it. So you see, getting a bigger number gets you a bigger value. So let's go down 0.005. That's too small. Let's try 0.01. And that looks like that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the other one. So I'm just going to come over here, double click on that, go into our textures. Oh, hey, look at that scale. Yeah, so what I want to do, go into our bump, same thing. I want to go down to weave, and I want to come down my width, change that to 0.01. And let's change our bump height to 10 if we had it on the other one, because that made it so that it was actually visible, and I like that. Okay. Not too bad. Let's go into our properties. I want the roughness. Let's take the roughness down some. Same thing for this. Let's take the roughness all the way down. Doesn't seem like it's doing anything anyway. If in adding a light in a minute, if adding a light doesn't do anything to change it, then we'll figure out what to do from there. But yeah, so far so good. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to add my skin material now. And what I do for that is I go into my translucent and I use this human skin. It's just one of the defaults inside of Keyshot. Hold Alt, click, drag, and that'll help you to retain the colors that you brought in from ZBrush. Okay. I also need to do it for the arms and the legs. But, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I need to take, I need to go into my texture. Oh, I gotta click on the human skin. There you go. Surface, take this all the way up to white. Okay. I need to take my translucency all the way up to 10. And now this will get it so that it behaves and like lets light in, gets you some good soft subsurface scattering. I really like the look that this gives you. Super, super neat. So now I just need to go ahead and make a new one for all the other pieces that I need it on. If I had all my skin pieces, attached, or so like it was all one single thing, that'd be awesome. Let's come in here, 10 white, so that way it's getting, it's blending white with the colors that I brought in from ZBrush. That's what we want. Okay. White, 10. Okay, so now what we can do, we can come over here to, our ZBrush camera is now way off. So what I want to do, let's come over here. For my environment, I'm just going to change it to a color. I like to bring it to like a dark gray or something like that, Let's try like a mid gray. Click and drag that down. It's pretty comparable to this. This is slightly yellower than this is, but that's fine. Okay, so now we have that there. We can go ahead and we can use that next time. We just click on it. Pretty sweet. All right. So now we've got our skin material and all of our other materials kind of applied. Let's just go through here and we'll create. We'll start to kind of use our tools. We'll start to use different settings. We'll play around with our environments and make things work for us. Okay, so I want to go ahead. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to bring the brightness down. This is just going to be kind of a fill light, and I want it to be there because I want it to show up in the reflection in his eyes. Of course, it's brighter if it's showing up like that. Anyway, so let's bring it down. Maybe not super low. Let's bring it down to like 0.7. Let's try 0.7. And now what we want to do is we want to Let's create a camera so that way we can get back to this point. We don't need the ZBrush camera anymore, so I'm just going to unlock it, hit trash, and now we can just, you know, come in here. Okay, edit, add geometry. We're going to use a disk. And you can also go Control 3 if you wanted. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to apply an area light to this. Area light. And let's just try it with this. So one of the things that you'll notice is that if I drag the area light on there, you don't see any change. It does not look good at all. Yeah, let's turn on our audio again because it's fun. There we go. Now we got some cool background music. Okay, so you won't see it affecting the model at all. Okay, that's kind of irritating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to come over here to Material, select our area light, and the lumens, the power, is way low. All you need to do is just add a few zeros and you'll start to see it affect the model. Okay, I don't need that much. But something like that could potentially work. Yeah, something like that could work. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's all those ZBrush commands. I want to turn on my scale. I want this to be much larger so it can affect the model more broadly. Actually, let's bring it so it's a little bit closer. That's cool. Here. Let's close that. I'm going to say duplicate. Yeah. And let's bring it over to the other side. I'm just trying to create something of like a 3-point lighting system for this, just so that it's something simple, something that'll allow me to show off the model. Let me see, what is my camera angle? Yeah, that's working. Okay, so what I need to do now, let's go ahead and we will, let's go back to my free camera. Let's duplicate this. Ooh, so cool. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out, scale it up some, and then I also need to apply a new area light material to it. And the reason why is that I want this particular area light, let's come over here. I want this particular one, oh, the power's blocked out. Lumen Pulse 1, I'm not sure what that means. grab something different. Yeah, this one's giving me my controls. Okay, so you see that? So by adding in this new light, let's go in. Want this to be a little bit more golden. Yeah, let's cancel it. Keep it where it is. Let's see. I'm gonna try doubling it. It's kind of nice. Okay, so I'm gonna try experimenting with something. I think well, I want that on, I want this on, I want this on, but I want this to will this. I swear there's a way to be able to make it so that it only shows up, or rather, so that it doesn't show up in render time. Oh, let's play with this then. Let's open this up. We'll select focus distance. And actually, I might take that that skylight, that orange one that we just made, and move it up a little higher. That way I don't get that weird brown speck in his eye. I think that's kind of distracting to me. I also find the way that the eyes feel super dark. So let's try just taking this up. And let's take it back down. Cool one. So let's try taking this to 48. Just trying to like double it each time. If it's too strong like it is now, you can kind of double, just half what you changed. So from 24 to 48 is double, but halfway between that is 36, so I'm just going to change it to 36. 360,000 looks like. Which it feels too warm to me. So I'm going to move it more toward a natural light color. Right now we're just kind of experimenting anyway. This is something I want to learn about, is like what these different cameras are for. I'm pretty sure orthographic, yeah, it's just going to flatten everything out, which is kind of interesting. We're just going to do perspective. That's working for me. Let's take this and change it up to product. That way we get nicer lighting, nicer subsurface effects. You know what? I think for this disc right here, let's just apply the same cool color for right now. We'll play with it from there, I think. Let's see, we were at 360. Let's just play with it like that. Okay. Visible reflections. Interesting. Okay, there's our visible camera. Cool. I knew it was in there. Dude, Indy, you are welcome. I hope the character's turning out well. I hope you're having fun with it. You know, I think that it's a very it's turning out successfully so far. I think it's fun. Oh, let me see. Let's go back to our camera. Depth of field. Okay, good. That hasn't changed. Just to make sure. Let's say. Visible reflection sounds good. Okay. Cool. So far that's turning out alright. Lighting, cameras, anything else I want to change the camera? I think so. Image. I like to go through and kind of apply a little bit of vignette and things like that. And do like some post effects in render. But yeah. I also like to have chromatic aberration on there. If you get it too strong, you know, like I'll usually go up, you know, like that's as strong as it'll go, I'm pretty sure. It's definitely not going to work for us in this case, so I'm just kind of tone it back. And let's just take it down to 1. I like getting a little bit in there. Let's see. Vignetting is definitely too strong. Pull it back. Get some bloom. Let's turn off the bloom. Get somewhere around there. Okay, so the light that I have creating that specular, it's not strong enough to make it so that it's worthwhile. I mean, I could go through in post in Photoshop and just kind of clean that up, but let's actually go ahead and let's play with the material. Let's come over here. Let's take the translucency. Let's change it down to 5. See if that's anything to do with it. It looks like it's not helping it. 1.2. Let's try changing it up to 2. Interesting. So what if I were to just do 1.5 then? Let's get somewhere in the middle there. But the eyes feel kind of glassy. It's like I feel like they feel too glassy and not alive enough. Also, I feel like the translucency may be too much on the skin. Let's try this out a little bit. Play with it some. I think that's working. A little bit darker, a little bit more saturated, maybe a little bit more. Yes, put it that. You know what? I like the way that's looking with that translucency depth. So maybe I'll leave that. Let's change this back up to 10. And then we'll just go ahead and we'll take this one and we'll add that color back in. I wonder for the eyes, if we were to go ahead and add, instead of having this blue-green, what if I were to have, that's funny, it's making the eyes turn like more of a blue-green if I have, wow. That's legit blowing my mind right now. Hey Maniac. Yeah, doing some key shot stuff real quick. Just trying to, you know, end on a high note, end with a render. Let's go ahead and say save. Camera 1 is an unsaved state. Would you like to? Yes, I would like to save. I just want to save. I don't want to save the package. The package is going to save everything, and I don't know exactly what it means, but it's going to save everything in some sort of weird way. So I'm going to come in, drop it in the right folder. Oliver 4B, right? 04B. Okay. So now we've got that sort of stuff going on now. I say now we can go ahead, we can go up to render, and we can go ahead and we can set our, so it's got the name, okay, great, you set the folder, take it over to the right folder, select folder, okay, and then we can go ahead, we can go to our presets and we can determine our sizes, and that's great. We can do layers and things like that. I don't really care to do layers right now. I think, yeah, that's a good size. That's just fine. I'm going to go ahead and say render. I'm going to call it good for today. Hopefully you guys have had fun. Yeah, you just joined. And the stream's ending. I'm sorry. But we're ending on a high note. Oh yeah, marmoset. Yeah, I wanna get marmoset someday, but you know, someday, not today. Yeah. So that's kind of all I wanted to be able to do today. And thanks for tuning in. Hope you had fun. I gotta go run some errands now. So yeah, if you missed it and you wanna unmiss it, you can go unmiss it in the stream and on my YouTube channel. If you want to be able to keep up to date with with when I'm streaming and things like that, keep an eye on my Instagram. I'll usually drop a note on there talking about it. Otherwise, I just kind of spring it, surprise it, So go check it out. Go have fun. Love the people close to you. Bye, fam. That's fun. Okay. Did you guys see? Got my little chicken for my draw this in your style. Wow, my hand is like getting keyed out now. Yeah, so that's super fun. Got a small one and got a big one. So yeah, it's fun. It was a good challenge. If you if you want to, I'm getting ready to announce the winners from the challenge giveaway. So keep an eye on Instagram, be able to see when that happens. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time I see you.